Hi guys, and welcome back to Almost a Cinephile. I am back. I have had a little bit of a hiatus. I've been really unwell. I am still quite unwell, and yet here I am. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. There were so many videos I had planned for towards the end of October, beginning of November. That got wiped out. I think I've been ill for literally most of the month. Yeah, time of the year, I guess, and I don't know, it's my turn to get absolutely hit with the sick stick, and I most definitely did. So if you're wondering why I've been gone for so long, that is why. I really didn't want to be gone this long. I did have a video planned for last week, but it was corrupt, so we couldn't put that one on either. So it's been a week. So if you're new to this channel, I am Becca, host of Almost a Cinephile. If you don't know what that means, I am trying to get into movie collecting, physical media collecting, and watching a lot more media this year. I also want to broaden my horizons and not just watch and stick to normal blockbusters. I would like to delve a little bit deeper. So it's a lot of learning and a new journey for myself. If you guys are in a similar position or you just love movies and physical media, then please subscribe below. Today we are going to be talking about why I choose to collect only secondhand DVDs. So there's a little bit of a thing in my comment section I really noticed recently, and you guys have some fantastic opinions, and I really love reading each and every comment. I even love reading the things when you guys don't agree with me necessarily. That's what kind of debate is all about. But the one thing that I've noticed a lot coming up in my comment section is, why do you collect secondhand DVDs? Because that doesn't necessarily support cinema or the director or the actors or the production of the film in general. So just a quick backstory of how I got back into collecting physical media. My mum gave me a DVD player, just was like hanging around in her house. She didn't want it. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Don't see me using it. We've got subscriptions. We don't need to start collecting DVDs. I don't need it. But it was sitting there underneath my TV, just looking nice. Just a piece of kind of, you know, old school technology sitting underneath my TV screen that wasn't being used. Fast forward a little bit, I started getting really frustrated with said subscription channels, mainly because things I wanted were taken off very quickly. Things I kept seeing were all over every single platform, which was really frustrating. Costs were going up, adverts were being added on to everything, and just the way things were being run in terms of subscription services were going in a direction I wasn't that keen on. So I thought, hey, you know, we don't have Disney Plus because our TV is... we basically bought a secondhand TV when we moved into this house, and it doesn't have the technology that supports all apps. So Disney Plus is something we can't get on there unless we get like a Fire Stick or something like an extra add-on to be able to play it. And I wanted to start getting DVDs for the kids because we were getting so sick and tired and bored of the subscription services, movies aimed towards children. And that's how I started, which was collecting for my kids. Fast forward to now, I have grown a relatively small yet substantial collection of DVDs. The kids have mainly all of their Disney favourites, as well as some other things that we don't normally find on subscription services. And I myself have also started collecting films that I absolutely adore. So with that in mind, just to start off with the points as to why I collect only secondhand DVDs at the moment, people seem to think that that's all I do and all I will ever do, and it is really not the case at all. At the moment, having a secondhand DVD player and buying secondhand DVDs works really well for me, and I should tell you why. Firstly is because of the fact that I am a small collector. I don't have the space, the time, or the money particularly to invest in a huge collection, and I don't think you have to be a big collector to call yourself a cinephile. There's also been a few comments, I see you guys out there, I see you, that denote me as a cinephile and think that I'm not one because of the way I collect. And that simply is not particularly the case, I feel, for me and anybody in the same boat. I don't think you have to be a Blu-ray and 4K collector only to give yourself the title of the ultimate physical media lover, collector, filmographer, cinematographer thing, whatever. You don't need it. You don't need to have that kind of collection. And I feel like social media really has made that quite apparent, like with books, like Bookstagram and BookTok and BookTube show that to be a reader, you have to have books stacked everywhere. You have to be reading like 30 a month, and the standards of collecting, the standards of media consumption has got to the point of such over the topness that there's no room for the normal human being like you and me out there who, you know, are happy with a small and curated collection of things that they absolutely adore and will not buy into the hype of things just because they look good or they're a special certain thing, or they've got, you know, Taylor Swift talking a different phrase on each freaking LP. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be that person. No problem with being that person also, by the way, before any of you kind of come and hassle me. I adore watching collections that are Criterion only or 4Ks only, or, guys, steelbooks, delicious. Like, Criterion's delicious. Like, the covers, the artwork, the postcards that you get in them are beautiful pieces of art, and film is art. So, and I'm an artist as well, if you didn't know. So I love all that kind of stuff, and it speaks to me. However, at the moment, I am in it for the film and the film alone at the moment. I feel like if I wanted to upgrade, I will. I definitely will. And when I do upgrade, I will be only taking things that I absolutely adore and upgrading those. I don't necessarily see myself as being, you know, everything has to be upgraded and changed. And again, these thoughts may change. People change, okay, guys? We're not just set on the same path. We change, we grow. So I'm not a big collector. I don't see myself being a big collector. I don't have the space to be a big collector. I haven't watched enough films to be a big collector, and I also won't be buying films just for the sake of buying them, especially if I don't like them. That I don't understand. That grinds my gears with collectors. When I see you guys, you're pulling things out, and I know it's just for reference, but if you don't like it, purge, get rid. There's no need. It doesn't serve you any purpose apart from having a library to reference. But, you know, there's no problem with putting a picture of your favourite DVD or your least favourite DVD cover on your videos. Anyway, that's the rant over. But I really don't think you need to, you know, have a massive collection. And if you're not a massive collector, I totally get why secondhand and DVDs is probably the route most people would normally go down anyway. Even Blu-rays. I get Blu-rays. I get all forms of media. I just don't, at the moment, see myself, you know, there's no point. There's no point in me doing that at the moment until I really know just exactly what I want and how I want to consume my media. At the moment, I'm playing. I'm enjoying this kind of play. I'm enjoying the chase, you know. Finding things like little gems in charity shops and secondhand stores is the most delightful feeling, and it makes me feel so happy and giddy. Why would I let that go so that I can go to a normal shop and buy it brand new off the shelf? The thrill of the hunt. I love the thrill of the hunt. So I did touch up on the second point, but the second point is cost. I can get a stack of DVDs for less than £10. Some charity shops do deals. I have one that's my favourite, which is like £5 for £1 or £4 for £1, and they have a huge selection. The most I'll ever spend on secondhand DVDs is like £2, £2.50, and to me that is just ludicrous. But you know, that's the way, you know, if you really want something, you'll get it. But I cannot at the moment justify the cost of updating everything I've already just collected to a much better version. I then also have to upgrade my system because my DVD player only plays DVDs. I don't have a Blu-ray player. I don't have a 4K player, and those things, they're not cheap still. Like, Blu-ray players brand new are still around £100 plus. And for you guys out there, that may be nothing. That's great. To me, I live very consciously. I only bring in things that I really, really need. And when I get to that point of wanting to upgrade, I definitely will. But it's definitely something I have to kind of factor in is cost. Can I afford to throw away a lot of money on media that I already have versions of that I'm happy with? If I'm happy with the version I have, and I'm very, very aware I've not seen a 4K DVD. I've not seen a 4K Blu-ray or however they come in. I've not seen the better quality versions of films anyway. So I am naive to how good that really is. So I get that. But I have to justify everything I've just purchased. Would I really want to go back and rebuy it all over again, just better quality wise? At the moment, the answer is absolutely not. Absolutely no way. Like, there's no point. I don't see the point in that. I'm so happy with what I have. And there's something nostalgic about a DVD, guys, like the DVD player menus. The quality is, you know, always a little bit crap, and I kind of like that. Like, people are collecting VHSs now, and I kid you not, it's not for the quality, is it? They're not buying VHSs for quality. They're buying them for the nostalgic feeling of putting the tape in the VHS player, for, you know, seeing the jitters and the blurs. That's the point. And I like that. So I can't justify the cost of upgrading anything at the moment. And 4Ks and Blu-rays, Criterions and Steelbooks, they can all add up quite a bit. The only thing I really, really want at the moment that's special edition is the Lord of the Rings extended versions, which again, you can get secondhand. I have seen them in my secondhand shop, but they were £4 each, so I wasn't feeling that spenny that day. That's the only thing I really, really want, because I don't have the extended cuts, and they are my favourites. They are GOAT level of film. I only have the normal, and I really want those. That's it. That's all I would have. And would I spend like £100 on a really beautiful box with postcards and information and everything? Yeah, I would. That is something I would invest in, is having the extended editions of 3 of my ultimate favourite films, because I don't have them yet. And if I don't find them, although I have, then I can go that way, you know what I mean? So cost-wise, it is more effective for me to keep with DVDs and stay secondhand. Another kind of reason quickly that comes under secondhandness is sustainability. There are so many, like, I go to like a CEX, or there was a DVD shop I went to in Wales when we were on holiday, and they had like a whole room of DVDs, and the amount of versions of iRobot, the amount of Matrixes in there, the amount of X-Men DVDs, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of versions of the same film. And whilst I absolutely understand the point of it doesn't support the film industry by buying secondhand, it does support the planet, because there's all these versions of films that are just sitting on shelves, not being used, not being watched. And why would I buy new when I can cost effectively go and buy something that's secondhand that also is, you know, better for the planet in some capacity? I'm not like a big green fingered person, but I do have that in the back of my mind that it actually does do some good in some capacity. So that is another reason. So those are really the main big reasons as to why I stay with secondhand DVDs. The biggest point that I find that I get with a lot of people is that it does not support the cinema industry, and I absolutely understand that. However, I do still go to the cinema and buy cinema tickets. I do still ask and have a wish list of brand new releases that I will be buying brand new. I also have a list of very rare films that if I don't ever find in secondhand stores, I will have to go new. This is just how I wanted to start. I wanted to test the water, see if collecting was my thing, see if it was worth having a collection. Am I going to use it? Am I going to actually watch it? There's no point in having a room full of DVDs and films and all the great 4Ks and Blu-rays and special collectors items if I don't actually put them in the player and watch them. If I'm still relying on my subscription services, what's the point in having the media behind me? There isn't one. So I'm making sure I'm watching things, I'm using what I'm actually purchasing. And until then, until I know exactly what I like, why I like it, what I want, what I really, really like need to add to it, what I want in my library of film, then I don't see the point at the moment. So eventually I will start buying new when I need to, because there's a lot of new releases this year that I really, really want on DVD that I will then buy new. That day will come when, you know, there's enough of backlogged films I've collected that I enjoy. Now it's starting from here. We need to go new, because, you know, those new releases aren't going to be easily found in secondhand stores unless someone's bought it, watched it once, hated it and donated it. They're not easy to find, as well as some kind of old school horror films, some really interesting indie films that I've loved that I've never ever found. There's all those sorts of things that I really do want still, and I'm really happy to make a video about my wish list. I'm going to do one about my Christmas wish list, what I'm wanting this year in terms of physical media, but I think that might be a really cool video to make so that you guys can see that I do want to support the cinema industry. I just wanted to start off my collecting journey this way first. So I hope you guys understand a little bit more about why I've chosen to start off with a DVD collection of secondhand only films. And I understand any of you that are outraged by this may think that that's not supportive whatsoever, or it doesn't make me a true cinephile because I don't have the best quality version on my shelves. I totally get it, and if that works for you guys, then please carry on doing that. But I will eventually get to that point, I'm sure, but I'm just starting off slowly and simply, which works for me. So please let me know what your collections look like down below. Do you guys only go Blu-ray, 4K, Criterion? Do you have a little DVD collection hanging around? Are you a big collector, a small collector? How do you guys do it? I'd love to get some tips, tricks, share anything you can down below. That I want this community to be as kind of helpful and kind to each other as possible. So I hope you really loved it and understood a bit more, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.